What songs make my co-host cry in his car thinking about his kids? Is Disney really worth all the hype? And could there possibly be some fan mail? All that and more today on the Number 2 Show. Welcome back to the Number 2 Show, Bow Patrol, the Milk Duds, the Dingleberry Committee. I don't know what I'm going to call you. Put it in the comments. We've been debating about this for weeks. Bow Patrol's off to a big lead. You know, we're coming in on the 2-year mark of this podcast. Maybe I'll decide soon. I don't know. I don't know how things work around here because I'm in charge, and that's scary and should be for everyone. But I can tell you I'm excited to do the show this week because after a hiatus for last week, my man is back, and he's fresh off a trip to the happiest place on earth, and we're going to talk about it right now on 15 Minutes with Rizz. Welcome back, bud.
There I am.
There he is.
Do I look fresh?
Rizzney World. You do look fresh, man. How did you have a good vacation overall, just being off?
It's not. Well, listen, it's nice to get away with the family.
Yeah.
Just the four of us. My wife, she's getting all emotional. She's been very emotional lately when it comes to the kids getting older.
Yeah, you are kind of getting to that. We got a 16-year-old and a 13.
Yeah,
right?
my son's going to be 16 in 2 weeks. My daughter's 13. My wife's getting to the point where she's like, this could be the last vacation we go on together, just the four of us.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's really being authentic about that, or she was just trying to get me to agree to this Disney trip.
Maybe a way to keep you in line.
Maybe. It worked.
Yeah.
We all
kudos to her for it. I thought about that earlier today when I was like, she was probably like, all right. Moms know how. Moms are in the family unit. I feel like moms are the ones that know how to play every side. They're like if this was a heist movie, they're the George Clooney character in Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
They're one step ahead.
She's playing one side against the other. I get it. It's a manipulation thing.
She's playing you against them. She's going to them and being like, hey, it took a lot for your dad to come down here, and I know you kids fight a lot, but this could be our last vacation.
Before we throw your dad in the nut house.
Yeah, your dad doesn't get a lot of time off. He wants to move down here. This is our last chance to talk him out of Florida. And then she goes to you. She lays the waterworks on you.
And she knows I'm an emotional person when it comes to the kids.
Oh, you are?
Well, I cry at,
you do cry in your car.
Songs.
Yeah.
When certain songs come on, I cry.
Give me a list of songs that make you cry in your car when you think about your kids. Or do you just cry?
Number one song is Harry
Cradle.
Chapin's Cats in the Cradle.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. And you just go.
Number 2.
Forever Young.
Forever Young for Rod Stewart.
I knew it, dude. I knew it. Have you ever heard Audra May's version?
No, I
Oh, dude,
can't.
it'll break your freaking heart. Can we play music on here, or are we just going to get gigged for it? Keep talking. I'm going to pull up this.
I'm trying. Throw me another song that tugs on the heartstrings.
What about Butterfly Kisses? Does that one get you?
No. What's the daughter song by John Mayer? Come on, man.
Donna, be good to your mother. Is that how it goes?
Something like that. Let's not play that one.
All right. Let's look it up. Songs that make parents cry. We'll do is imagine.
But I do get emotional in the car, and yes, my kids are getting older.
Do you ever do it on purpose?
Try to make myself cry? No.
Yeah. They come on and it happens?
Yeah, and they'll catch me at the right time,
What about Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton?
A song about his kid falling out the window?
You never think about your kid falling out a window and
Yeah,
get
I
sad,
do.
dude?
I do.
Imagine how that would feel. What
No,
about
I can't imagine.
The River by Bruce Springsteen?
Nah. Bruce doesn't get me.
Really?
Yeah. Bruce doesn't
She'll
do it for me.
let you in her house when you go knocking late at night. That song, man, from Jerry Maguire. Woo! That'll pull one out of you. She's got a secret garden with. And what's the other one from Philadelphia? Dude, that was it.
The streets of Philadelphia.
This song's about AIDS.
Yeah, that one.
You'll Be in My Heart, Tarzan. Nothing?
No.
All right. Well, we got most of them. Listen to this little version of this song after the ad. This is the
Forever Young?
This is Audra May's Forever Young, but we got to let the YouTube ads play out.
Maybe one day we'll spring for the premium version of YouTube.
Ways, may your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you.
Is he going to kick in soon?
May you build a ladder.
Yeah, this might be from the show, not the actual song, which sucks.
What show is this from?
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh.
And may you stay forever young. May you stay.
Yeah, this doesn't do it for me, I'll be honest with you.
This isn't the right one. Here we go. See, and they play a little music. Gives a little sadder, somber tone. Just imagine sitting in your Jeep, you're thinking about your daughter growing up.
May God bless and keep you always.
You see her little cheerleader getting. She's flying up in the air at her last cheerleading rally.
May you always do for others.
Your son's got a mustache.
May you build a ladder.
He's got his arm around. He's got his shirt tucked into khakis. And he's like, Pop, you were right about a lot of stuff. You're watching your little daughter go up, 18 years old, last time she's going up in the air before she goes off to college. Arizona State. It's a party school.
Arizona State, no.
Oh, yeah. She chose,
not going there.
Oh, yeah. She chose Arizona
She chose a
State.
party school?
Oh, yeah. You're just sitting there. Your son's got a mustache. He's got a full-on mustache. And his fanny pack strapped to him. You just
And what is he doing?
He's working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. It's just part-time. He's taking a hiatus from school.
Is it a grades thing or?
Well, he tried to play. He hurt his knee playing semi-pro hockey.
Oh.
Now he's trying to adjust to life outside of sports. He really needs your guidance. This just comes on in your Jeep right after this moment happens. You get out there. You see your son driving off in a Subaru Outback. And your daughter's getting in a Lambo with her new boyfriend.
Ooh, he wants me to call him the Sheik.
Yeah.
What?
And he's a YouTube star.
What?
And he doesn't even look up to you because he thinks radio's old news.
Dad,
he's
we're
a big
moving to
YouTuber.
Dubai.
Yeah. She's like, you have to come visit me in Dubai. I'll need a male escort because they don't let me walk around by myself out there.
Yeah, this will make me cry.
All right, that's all I wanted to hear. There we go. We got to it. That'll get him.
Again, I'm an emotional creature.
I couldn't stop thinking about your son and a mustache, knowing him, and that's the funniest thing in the world. Just a big old, like
a
thick,
Tom Selleck,
like a Ron Swanson mustache on your son.
Nice.
But you just went to Disney World.
Right. And again, my wife's pulling the emotional, strings and could be our last vacation as a family together. And I said, okay, listen, we went down there for a cheerleading competition.
Mm-hmm.
I went in with a positive attitude.
Yes.
And we made it through.
You did.
And you know what? When we got back, we touched down at Lambert International Airport. I declared at the luggage carousel, we did it.
Yeah.
The Rizzutos did Disney World.
So you took a positive attitude into Disney, but I want to ask some real questions.
Go ahead, please.
One, did you meet Mickey? Did you guys go do the Meet Mickey thing?
Nope. Only saw Mickey, like an actual Mickey Mouse character, person in costume, once when we walked into the Magic Kingdom and the parade was happening.
Right.
And I'd seen Mickey at the tail end of the parade. Okay. That was it.
So no Mickey interactions. Were there any, did you have any interactions with characters in the park that you were like, secretly you were like, this is pretty cool?
there was an interaction with two stormtroopers at the Star Wars land, Edge of Galaxy.
Yeah.
And they were fully charactered. Like the stormtrooper costumes, the stormtrooper attitude, sounded like stormtroopers, the move along, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool. And they were outside of Olga's Cantina.
Did they give you any specific insults or instructions for you guys? Or were
Well,
they doing
I was like, can I get a picture? And move along.
Nice.
And all the characters, if you see them out and about, I saw a Guardians of the Galaxy Peter Quill guy.
Called him Peter Quinn earlier.
Okay, well, it's Peter Quill.
It is.
They all come with handlers.
Really?
So
what, to keep crazy fans
to
off
keep
of
crazies away.
What if he found out it was Chris Pratt just out there doing a bit for the Tonight Show?
Hey,
they've done that before.
They've done that before, and we went to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and there are instances where Johnny Depp actually puts on the Jack Sparrow costume and is in the ride.
Hey, buddy, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to take 15 minutes with Rizz is up. We're going to take a quick break, but I'm going to come back, extended cut. We're going to continue this Disney conversation. Wait right there with bated breath. We're going to find out all about the mouse and what he's up to right after this word from our sponsors. Were there any miscasts? Did you see any characters where you're like, this guy's no Peter Quill. This guy's not even close. Where somebody clearly called in sick and they just threw somebody in the costume?
Man, I'm telling you, they did it right. They do it right.
Because I had a friend that worked there and he played multiple, excuse me, hold on 1 second. Got that out. Something going on. I had a friend that worked there and he was Spider-Man some days. He was Stormtrooper other days. He kind of they got moved around in the character. He played several characters in the park.
If you could put a helmet on or a mask on,
pretty much be anybody.
You could be anybody.
As long as you got the body type.
They had a girl play the Daisy Ridley character from Star Wars, and this chick looked identical. It could have been her. Rey.
Really?
It could have been her. It was uncanny.
How'd you cope with the relentless happiness of that place? Did you just give way to it?
I tried to let the happiness wash over me.
Okay.
But it's tough. I did have to lubricate myself with alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
For a couple of the days. To really get in the Disney spirit.
Right. So was there a moment when you thought, you know what, this part right here lives up to the hype?
There were two rides that really did it for me. One was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which was pretty badass.
I've heard that one's sick. Haven't been on it.
And then my son and I went on the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance ride.
Yeah. And you were down there on Nerd Christmas.
We were there.
The 4th.
Yeah.
Weekend.
That weekend. Dude.
Had to be packed.
Not only was it packed, but that ride. It is a total immersive, if I were 15 years old, my head would have exploded. I mean, it's like you're on the Death Star.
Yeah, I think if you approach it that way, you can have fun, even though you know you're spending thousands of dollars.
Well, when you walk in there, they have a full-size Millennium Falcon.
Can you get in it?
You can't get in it, but, I mean, just being underneath it is good enough.
That's pretty cool. I was hoping maybe you got in the cockpit.
No, there was a ride where you do.
Is there a Chewbacca?
I didn't see Chewbacca, but there's a ride. It's called, I think it's called the Smuggler's Run or something.
You did that one?
Yeah, I did it twice.
Damn.
Where you get to be.
You must have really liked it if you did it twice.
You get to be in the cockpit.
You dorked out, dude. You dorked the fuck out on Star Wars.
I dorked out a little bit on
Because that
Star
had to be.
Wars.
How long was that wait to get back in that line?
0 minutes because I had a lightning lane pass, Rafe.
Woo-hoo.
I sprung extra money.
To do it twice?
To do it twice.
And you can lightning something twice?
I did it on Thursday and Saturday.
Oh, okay. You didn't do it back to back.
No. Well, the first day, on Thursday, I did it with the boy. And so when you go on that ride, you're either there's 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers. Did I want to be a pilot? Yes. But I guess where we fell in line, me and the boy were the engineers.
Oh, man. What a bummer, dude.
The worst job in the Falcon.
Yeah, if you're what does that mean? You just beat on a wrench with a pipe with a wrench? That's
buttons.
all Chewie ever did.
You press some buttons.
All Chewie ever did was yell and beat on stuff with a wrench.
And we were like, so you're sitting in the back of the cockpit, and the kid in front of me was like 3 years old. He was there with his dad. He shit his pants, and it ruined the experience. It took me right out of the experience. And that's a true story.
I'm wondering, R2-D2. I wonder if the guy in the R2-D2 costume ever fucking dropped it.
Well, I told the boy, I go,
how old was the kid who shit his pants?
3 years old, at least 3 or 4 years old. I looked at the boy.
Engineering, we need you up here. What do you guys need? You need me to work on the hyperdrive, or no?
We need to get out of here.
This kid dropped a hot load. We're gonna need you to pull down the Millennium Falcon's baby changing station, and
I almost hit the escape pod. Hit the escape pod.
Battle stations.
Well, I said to the boy after, I think this kid crapped his pants. I'm like, we got to do this ride again. And he goes, yeah, let's do it with
Sans doo-doo.
So,
I'm San doo-doo.
We went back on Saturday, and
I'm Han doo-doo.
now with the whole family, all four of us are there, and the kids are like, hey, we want to be the pilots. I said, great. I will make sure that you guys are the pilots. So they were the pilots the next time we went, and all they did was argue in the cockpit.
Like real pilots.
Like real pilots. So one controls the up and, you are steering the ship. They give you a mission.
Oh, how'd you do on the mission with them arguing up front?
We could have done better had the pilot, the two pilots gotten along.
Little team building problem there. So what were you on the second one? The gunner?
Me and the wife were gunners.
And then what? You just a couple scrubs got to be engineers?
Couple scrubs got the end. Who cares?
Did you guys get to pick because you were like, you outnumbered them, or did you just fall in line in the right place?
We just fell in line in the right place. Got lucky.
That'd be a bummer to wait in that line and get the engineering spot.
Dude, I would tell you what would be a bummer was we went and we did the Tron ride.
Okay.
I've been hearing all about this Tron ride.
Let's talk about it. You piqued Zane's interest.
Zane, you been right? You did the Tron ride? Okay. It's supposed to be one of the best rides ever. So had to spring extra money for the Lightning Lane pass. This is the one you had to pay extra for.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it. Got our reservation. The line was 75 minutes long for standby. So if you didn't have the Lightning Lane, 75 minutes. And it was hot. And there were people waiting in line there 75 minutes. Now, even with the Lightning Lane, it was 20 minutes. Fine. The ride is 30 seconds long.
Ooh. The Tron ride?
The Tron ride is like 30
What
seconds.
is it? What's the ride then? Like, what is
You're
it?
on like the bike, the Tron bike.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Dude, it is sick. So you're like leaning forward.
Okay.
And it's like a roller coaster, but they strap you like, so it's no like over the shoulder, like your normal.
You're strapped to the bike?
You are, but from behind. So you're leaning down. I know you can't see me in the other stall, but you're leaning down.
Yeah.
Like you're on a motorcycle.
You're trying to push out a hard one.
And from behind it like pushes you into the seat. Dude,
kind of locks you in.
Yeah, dude. And it's like 3, 2, 1, and you take off. And it's badass, but you're like 30 seconds done.
Now, are you on a rail or is this like a VR rail?
You're on a rail. You're on a rail.
Do you just lean? Like, do you actually do anything, or
you don't do anything?
Cool?
You don't do anything, but it's cool.
Do you cross each other's path?
No.
Kind of like Tron, when they cut each other off?
None of that.
That'd be sick.
None of that. The Avatar ride was great, too.
Yeah, is that the Pandora?
Yeah, you're on the back of one of those, flying things.
Uh-huh.
And you're flying through Pandora, and, you're going through trees, and you're going under waves, and there's mist, and it's an immersive experience.
That's amazing. But here's the thing, and I want to get to with
We
you.
really have come far.
Oh, yeah. I always looked at it. When I went, I took a child because I'd feel weird not having a child with me. But I was like, I'm trying to experience this through, like, what would, 12-year-old me think of all this? And this was pre-Star Wars. We didn't go because you did all, like, which park did you like the best that you went to? Because you did Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom.
Epcot.
And you did what, Universal? Or Hollywood?
No, we did Hollywood, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom. So we did all 4 parks.
Okay, I thought there were 5 parks. There's only 4?
Universal's its own thing.
You didn't do that?
No.
Okay. because here's the thing that feels like when I was there, we did 3. I think we did Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and probably the third one. We didn't do Epcot.
So Hollywood.
So probably Hollywood. I think it was called something else then, though. But anyway, it is amazing, and they do a good job of like, there's no gaps. Like when you go from ride to ride, there's plenty of stuff going on that makes you feel like, and they keep it clean. You feel like you're on a movie set the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's hot, it's crowded, and the lines are long. Even with the Fast Pass, you can only do so much. You got to be a logistical whiz. Like your job as the dad, or the mom if you're down there. One parent has to be
the schedule keeper.
Dude, you have to be the logistics for a trucking company like JB Hunt. You're like an air traffic controller trying to get everybody from ride to ride. You're trying to squeeze. This is $1,000 a day experience, dude. You're trying to, if you got, especially family of 5 or 4, you're trying to squeeze all this shit in. And the thing that pissed me off is I'm like, how do you feel? Honest opinion, because you said you probably wouldn't go back. And I'm not itching to go back. I'd go back if I took my niece or, there'll probably be a time in my life I go back with kids or something. My granddaughters or my niece. But it felt like there were, for the 30 seconds to 2 minutes of bliss of these cool rides, there was an hour of bullshit in between of like getting to the next thing, rushing, trying to get food in a kid, trying to make sure he's not having a meltdown, trying to make sure no one's overheating, putting on suntan lotion.
Okay, so going with 2 teenagers is a lot different than going with a little kid.
Agreed.
Somebody you're pushing in a stroller.
But you're still probably getting
attitude. At least you
attitude.
could somewhat reason with a teenager in certain ways.
Sure.
And there are things to look at, that people watch, things to laugh at. You're not having to constantly entertain a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at a definite advantage in that respect because I'm going with 2 older kids.
But did you feel like the time in between rides, does the hassle of all of that,
it's just more time to spend money.
Does that outweigh the coolness of the 30-second Tron ride?
So it's 30 seconds in Tron ride. Then, hey, listen, we got another hour till we go on, Pirates of the Caribbean. So what do you want to do? All right, let's get something to eat. Let's get something to drink. I want ice cream. I want popcorn. I want to do this. Blah, blah, blah.
And were those experiences good enough for you not to feel hassled? Honestly. Or was it just like, this is just...
It was just all part of it.
Just a money grab.
Disney does what they do.
They do it well.
I get it, and they do it well. And there are people that go back every year, and
it's
there are
all
adults
in-house.
that go without kids.
That's weird as hell.
It's just not for me.
We get the adults out of there that help with the crowds. You know what I mean?
I really think if I were to say one thing, you got to limit the amount of mobility scooters you have out there.
Let's talk about that. You said there are a lot of aggressive. Now, did these seem like real mobility elderly folk, or were these overweight folk? Were these actually disabled folk, or was it just a good mix of
it was a good mix of
like
elderly, obese, legit injured.
Do you feel like they banded together as scooter people?
I just think there was a sense of entitlement.
Yeah. Banging up. Were they like running people down?
They're running people down, hitting the backs of legs, cutting in line. It was the entitlement of, I'm worse off than you because I'm in this scooter.
Yeah.
So you better yield.
Feel like anybody was sandbagging in the scooters?
Probably.
Just be like, hey, this is my Disney hack. I just get on one of these scooters and I just go right to the front of the line and I ride the Jungle Cruise and the Haunted Mansion. And if anybody's, all I got to do is get off the scooter and limp a little bit. Do you feel like anybody was doing that?
I'm sure there was that. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, you would do it next time?
Any chance to gain an advantage at Disney World, take it.
Well, you were telling me, you went to the Indiana Jones thing, right?
Right. The Stunt Spectacular.
Yeah. So that's I like stuff like that because it actually you spend some time there, right? The Stunt Spectacular is like a half hour?
Yeah, half hour, 45 minutes.
Where you get to sit as a dad and you're like, okay, well, this is the thing we're doing for the next 45. It's not you planning an itinerary for an hour to get to the next 2-minute
It was
thing.
relief for both of us.
Yeah, you get to sit, and it's cool, right?
Very cool.
Because you've seen the video where the guy actually gets hurt.
Doing that?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
Oh, dude. Let me pull that up.
All right, we got 2 more minutes, and I got to roll.
All right, hold on. Meanwhile, I'm going to pull up the Indiana Jones thing, but I want to know, you said the longest line, and I'm trying to figure out why.
80 minutes long for the Aerosmith roller coaster.
What was up with that?
No idea. It was a badass roller coaster. It was good.
But that roller coaster went in like 99, right? Like that thing's been there a while.
I don't know. It was a cool roller coaster, but it was the longest wait of any of the rides all weekend.
Really?
And I kept looking consistently at the app, and I was like, wow, dude, that line is long. I was like, I'm saying to myself, good for Aerosmith. Are they going for the Aerosmith part of it, or is it just a cool roller coaster? Maybe a little of both.
I mean, it looked like a rock and roll roller coaster.
The whole thing of it is, it's like you're at the, you start off at the recording studio, and Aerosmith's got to get to a gig, and they're in their limo, and you got to go to in your limo, and you got to get to the gig, and you got to go through this whole, roller coaster ride, and there's Aerosmith music playing. It was cool.
Can you see this?
That is
Okay.
So is that fake?
Fake. They did the same thing at the one we were at.
Really?
Yep.
Dude. That's been out on TikTok for so long and gotten so many views because everyone's like, oh, the guy actually got killed.
No, they did the same thing at ours.
So they have the staff come out and fake it.
Yep.
What a way to terrorize a family. Like you think you just witnessed like a Faces of death, and it was just all part of the show.
All part of the show, Rafe.
Did people clap?
When he got up?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm looking at this. Well, that's crazy to me. I'm upset that I fell for that. Media literacy, folks, it's important. I've been for years. I've been like, a guy got killed on that. I'm telling people at bars. I'm out just spreading the rumor that an Indiana Jones man died.
Nope, fake.
Fake
They
as
did the
hell.
same. Unless.
What if that's what your son was doing in the Audrey? He's like got a mustache and he's like, well, Dad, I actually work here now.
Well,
I work here in the
unless
park.
that really did happen once, and now they leaned into it. They're like, well, we'll just make it part of the show.
Oh, great. Now that conspiracy theory. We just started a new conspiracy theory.
I'm out of here, Rafe. I got to go to work.
All right. Well,
Had a lot of fun talking to you.
Well, I wanted an extended cut. I appreciate it.
Oh, you got another question? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, that was
ahead,
it. No, I'm saying you gave me an extended cut. We've been here for like 26 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing great.
Okay, I love you guys.
I was going to make you the whole episode today. I'll see you.
Very busy.
I love you. Bye. All right, that's 15 Minutes with Rizz. Be back after a word from the sponsors. Hey, welcome back to the Lou Crew, the Poo Poo Boys, the Cheddar Bay Bandits, the Bow Patrol. I want to give a big thanks to Rizz for sticking around and being late for a meeting just to talk to me about his trip to Disneyland. And we kind of got into a weird space where now we've done 2 segments. I had something else prepared for today, but you know what? I feel like we found a good spot to end the show, and I can just say goodbye to you now, and we can just move on, and I'll save what I had for next week. Uh-oh. What's that noise? You know what that means, boys and girls? That means we got fan mail. You've got mail. All right. Where'd that sound effect come from? Apparently I've got mail. You know what? I was going to end the show, but I guess this is a good time for fan mail. I got one little, I got a nice little fan mail through the app here at the, you can always go on the Point app and leave a message for the show and email the show, or you can call and leave me a message at 1-818-532-1420. That's 1-818-532-1420. And let me tell you, the lines are always open. The hotline is a 24-hour hotline. I get a lot of messages about a lot of cool stuff. And call, leave me a message of something you want me to talk about. Or if you got a question, like sometimes I'll do a whole episode if the question's good enough. You don't have to just call and pretend to be taking a poop or talk to me about something silly like that. You can also just call and ask me a real question. Maybe you got a problem in your life you're trying to solve. Or maybe you got a quandary or something very interesting that you found that you'd like to see an episode about. Call 818-532-1420 or go through the Point app, click the click down box to the number 2 show and leave me an email. And do we have an email for the show? Do we have an actual email for the show? Cut that out. Just a point app. We'll cut that out. All right. This is just a little quick hit. I actually found this amusing. This is from David F., and I really appreciate it. He took a lot of time. And I believe, what was the name of this email? Was it the Rafe Williams introduction? And I'm going to read this. I'm going to try to give this as much of the, I'm going to try to give this as much pomp and circumstance as I feel like it deserves. RDW, the supreme overlord of the loo, let it be known, carved into a stall door, whispered through clogged pipes, Rafe isn't just a man. He's a dump-slinging demigod. Commander of the commode, sultan of stink, high wizard of the Hershey Highway, while most men creep into bathrooms like timid squirrels, Rafe kicks in stall doors like a shirtless warlord already mid-squat, eyes locked on destiny. Toilets don't flush him, they tap out. Exhaust fans short-circuit, air fresheners give up and pray. His bowel movements register on the Richter scale. He doesn't poop, he delivers prophecy. The walls shake, the porcelain sweats. Somewhere a janitor weeps and thanks the gods of overtime. He doesn't drop kids off at the pool. He throws a fully catered splash party with a DJ. If poop were art, Rafe would be the Jackson Pollock of the stall. Gross. He once wiped with a single square and left the place cleaner than the CDC. While we sneak out ashamed, Rafe exit in a cape of moist towelettes shouting, "You're welcome, Earth!" Now we must speak of the ancient rite, the glory hole challenge, once feared, now lost. But only you, RDW, the multi-port messiah, have the balls, holes, and battle-tested booty to bring it back. You don't just have a glory hole, you have a fucking network of holes. Whoa. Holes, walls, floors, porta potties, each one a gateway to either pleasure or regret, sometimes both. Rumor says you once ran a mobile glory hole off of a riding lawnmower at a 4th of July party. True. Which is why you are the only one who can bring back the glory hole challenge. So, could you please bring it back? Please. For us. For glory. For the holes. The world is ready. The stars are waiting and you are the chosen one. P.S. Sorry about the length, but not the girth. David F. Thank you, David F. What a heartfelt message you typed into ChatGPT and delivered to me. I appreciate it. I love it. You got to hide the writing a little bit next time you send it in. But it was very, very good, very, very funny. And I assume the Glory Hole Challenge you're referring to, it's an old Rizz show bit. I don't know if that I'll be bringing that back anytime soon. But I can tell you that I appreciate the fan mail. And I like a fun, old-timey worded mail. And hey, I didn't even know that was coming today. I was just trying to end the frickin' show. So, let's take a quick break, and then I'll come back and actually wrap this bad boy up. Welcome back, welcome back. Well, we had ourselves a little bit of a show today. We had an extended cut with Rizz and then a quick fan mail segment that I didn't even know was going to happen. So anytime you want to get a hold of me day or night, make sure you call 818-532-1420 or go to the Point app, click the drop-down box and leave a message for the number 2 show. And most importantly, if you enjoy what I do, be sure to like and subscribe and share and leave a positive review on Spotify or Apple or wherever you suck your podcasts. Because that's important to me. I don't really have a genre, okay? I'm just doing a show from a toilet every week. Sometimes I have guests, sometimes I have music, sometimes I have my own thoughts escaping my brain and I'm just responding to calls or messages that I get. And whatever I got going on, I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. And I hope you had fun today on this little short episode with Rizz. I sure did. And until next time, I'm your host, Rafe Williams. This has been the number 2 show, RDW, Supreme Overlord of the Loo. Signing off. See you next time.